Hey, it's Pete, GCI Turf. Hope you're having a good day. And this week's video is a little different. I don't have any how-to or show you things in the yard or do this or do that. I'm at the ballpark. You can see the ballpark back there in the background, and I've been here all day Saturday watching my little girl play softball. So I ain't had time to make a video, so I'm sorry about that. But we're in between games right now, and I wanted to take this time to tell you about a little something I worked up for you. Now, you know, we've been talking about this lawn care program, and you do this here and this there and that here and all those kind of maintenance type things. Now, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen folks get a new home. They get the yard sowed in the springtime. Hardly nothing comes up. It ain't nothing but crap when it does come up, and they don't know where to start. Okay, sometimes you have to renovate. And what I mean by renovation is, so sometimes you have to start over from scratch. That's just part of the lawn care world. You know, sometimes that happens and you just have to do it. I renovated my yard. My personal yard had been sitting on the market for 2 years. No one had bought it. We bought that house new, but it was 2 years old when we did buy it. And so nobody had done nothing to the yard, and it was nothing but crap. The entire yard crap. And at some point you have to figure out in your mind, is it financially feasible to start a lawn care program and start building off of what you already have, or is it better and cheaper just to wipe the slates clean and absolutely start over? Now, what are some examples of when when I talk about this, I'm talking to you as if it were my yard. I may not be talking to anybody. I'm just talking, this is what I would do personally. Of course, if I moved into a new house and nobody done anything for the yard, and it was wrapped up with Bermuda and Dallas grass and all these very difficult to control grassy type weeds, 100% of the time I would renovate and start over. Matter of fact, in our area, in the Greensboro area, my company is kind of known for the renovation work, because we kind of have a niche for that, or a specialty for that, where we come in and we have a set process that we would use to kill off the yard, and we would kill everything that was supposed to be grass, and we come in, we work the ground, prepare the ground, we put our grass seed in it, and give them a brand. You're basically getting a brand spanking new yard. It's what it boils down to. And then once that's done, then we put it on a lawn care program and maintain that turf. Okay. Another good thing, or another possibility to renovate is a lot of folks are familiar with Kentucky 31. Okay, I realize that some of the newer varieties of Kentucky 31 are maybe a little bit darker green color than the old school KY, but for the most part, the KY is going to be a light green color. And you know, no matter what you do to it, no matter how much you feed it, how much iron you throw to it, it's only going to get so dark, and you may want a turf type tall fescue. All right, so that would be another good reason to renovate. Now, what I don't want you to do is get confused, because a lot of the times you come into a new house or whatever, you know, you might have a pretty decent stand of grass, but you might have a lot of weeds. You know, that's going to be a decision you're going to have to kind of make the call on, because if you got a nice stand of turf, but you just have a lot of broadleaf weeds, you might not necessarily want to do a renovation. You just might want to do a good weed control, get your weeds controlled, get them gone, and then get you some fertilizer out and start a lawn care program after that. So typically a renovation is, for us, the way I determine a renovation, when we get a phone call, say, hey, man, my yard looks bad, I want to get it going, and we'll go check it out. And of course, the first thing I look for is Bermuda grass and Dallas grass. And right now, let me show you some Dallas. All right, so here's two good examples. Here is your Bermuda grass. You can see how it kind of grows and the leaf shoots out. And the good way to tell if it's Bermuda grass or not, when you get down in here and you pull, let's see, let me find a good one. You can pull it out and it comes up as a runner. The ground's so dry right now, it's hard to pull it out. It'll come up as a long runner and it'll be like a long string. It's hard to get it out because the ground's so stinking hard up here. Good grief. But you know what I'm getting at. You pull that up and it's a long runner like that. Well, here's your Dallas grass right here. Okay, big wide grass blade. And here is the tail sign of how you know if you got Dallas grass or not. Look at those big seed pods. Check it out. So those are two pretty bad ones, okay? If you have that, now a renovation, it would call for, if you had that in your yard, a lot of it. Okay, if you've got like little tiny spots here and there, then you know that's a different game, because the rest of the yard's a nice fescue. You may not want to go off and smoke the whole yard off and start all over just because you got 2 or 3 little spots of Bermuda. You know what I mean? Or 2 little clumps of Dallas. You know, there's other ways to get rid of that. Pilex is one, and does a phenomenal job, but it's very expensive. You still might want to use Roundup just in those little areas. But what I'm getting at is you don't have to actually kill off the entire yard just to get rid of a couple of spots. So renovation is, you know, what I look for is Bermuda and Dallas. And if I see them, and if it's a lot of it, it's widespread out the whole yard, that's how I say, well, it's time to do a renovation. Because those are two grassy type weeds that are incredibly difficult to actually get rid of. And what I've done is I put together a renovation guide, okay? And it's about 9 or 10 pages, very detailed, goes step by step by step, tells you exactly what to do. And it's done exactly like we do it here with my boots on the ground business. And in a matter of about 2 months, you'll go from crap to a gorgeous, tall, fescue yard, if that's something you're wanting to do. So I'll link that up in the description. You can get it, check it out if you want to. So hey, I was sitting down there editing this video and a thought came to mind. I know somebody's gonna ask this question in a comment, and I wanted to go ahead and address it before you asked it. Pete, let's say I move forward and I do this renovation. All right, and then I smoke off the yard and I water right and I get everything right, and it comes back up and I got this lush fescue yard. In the future, will that Bermuda ever come back? Well, here's the honest answer to that, okay? Bermuda is a very resilient creature, okay? Bermuda is in a league on its own as far as being tough. That's why they put it on golf courses and sports fields, because it just bounces back from anything. But my process will get rid of the majority of it, okay? And what I mean by that is we've done dozens and dozens and dozens of renovations in the past 10 or 12 years. And in a very small percentage of those yards have we actually seen the Bermuda come back years down the road. And what I mean by that is it may be 4, 5, 6 years, and then you will probably see some come back, okay? Then you address that then, and you spot treat it and that kind of thing. But Bermuda is one of those things that, man, if you're blessed to have it in your yard, it's more of a curse, right? Because it's so incredibly difficult to get rid of. But my process, it's a 3-step process that you take to actually maximize the chance of it not coming back, okay? My yard, let's use my yard for an example. It was renovated 6 years ago, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And I used the same process that I'm offering you today, and got rid of everything there. And I remember there were 3 spots of Bermuda. The majority of the yard was orchard grass and it had some Dallas grass in it. Had 3 chunks of Bermuda in that yard, in my yard, the one you see the videos on. And not last year, but year before last, so that would put us around 4 to 5 years, I had a little sprig in each of those 3 spots come back. And you know, if you've been watching my videos, my yard is an extremely highly maintained turf. Okay, I do quite a bit of work on my yard. And that just goes to show that how tough the Bermuda is. So that's the question I want to answer before you ask it is, hey, will that come back in the future? Well, the chances are it may. Now, on the flip side of that, out of all these renovations we've completed, there's many of them that we have yet to see Bermuda come back. Some of them were done 8, 9, 10, 12 years ago, and they still, no Bermuda has come back in it. So it's kind of a hit and miss thing. It's a real funny thing with Bermuda. I'm no scientist, so I don't know what causes that. I don't know if it's different varieties of Bermuda or what, but it is what it is. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that out there because I already knew somebody was going to ask that question. So hey, sorry I ain't been cranking them videos out like I've been putting them out, but man, I've been busy. I had no idea how much time and effort went into editing these nicer videos like this July 4th video. Man, it has taken me a ton of time to do that. So I'm learning. I'm learning to see exactly what goes into all this video stuff. And of course, I'm hanging out with my wife and my kids and my daughter here today, so I just ain't had time, so I apologize for that. But hey, the guide's there if you want it. If you're in the market to listen. Oh yeah, nothing like a hole. The guide's there if you want it. If you're in the market to redo your yard, it's that time of the year. I mean, that's not something you do in the spring of the year. You do renovation work in the fall, and you prepare the yard for the next summer. Okay, so hey, y'all have a good day. Enjoy your Sunday, and get your renovation right.